All right, welcome to the first part of the training course. Welcome to the first course of the domain trading course. Okay, so in this training, uh, I'm going to show you the registrars that you're going to use to purchase your domain name from. Like I said in the previous training that if you want to purchase domain names from registrars, it's not just any registrar that you have to purchase these domain names from. There are specific registrars that you must buy this domain name from so that you can have the utmost advantage when you're selling off your domain. Now, if you remember in the previous training, I made mention of something about registrars that offer seller-side support. Okay, these are registrars that SEDO, ultimately partner with, so that when your domain name is sold, when the transfer of the domain name wants to go from you to the buyer, okay, it's going to be a smooth process. So these are registrars that SEDO recommends and ultimately partner with in the domain trading business. Now, if you're getting a domain name for your own personal use, probably you're working on a website project for your own personal project, okay, there are domain names that you can use, and there is no problem with that. You can use any form of, I mean, there are registrars you can use, and there's no problem with that, as you can use any registrar of your choice that you're comfortable, working with. Let's say you're in Nigeria, you got this domain name that you want to use for your personal web projects, and you want to build a website, around for the web project. You can go to registrars like Domain King. You can go to registrars like Google Hosts, and a whole lot more. I don't know about other locations in Africa though, but registrars like that. So these are just registrars that you can use for your personal, web project. These registrars do not offer seller side support. Registrars that don't offer seller side support again are like GoDaddy, One and One Ionos, just to name a few. So these are registrars. They're big registrars and they're reliable. But the only downside buying from them, if you want to trade domain names, is they do not offer seller side support. You can only use these registrars for your own personal use. Okay, so when you're getting a domain name that you want to sell, as far as you're venturing into this domain trading business, there are registrars you use, and it's registrars that offer this seller side support. Further down the line in this training, you would understand the reason why we're choosing the registrar you see on your screen. You would understand the reason why we're going with this registrar. All right, so without further ado, in this training, I'm going to show you how you can get started, buying domain names from, registrars that offer seller side support. Now, I've been in this domain trading business for quite a while now, and the best registrar I go with, registrars that have seller side support, there are many, but the best that I work with is 101domain.com, okay? Which is this 101domain.com. They're very good, they're very reliable, their customer support are very, very fast and reliable. And the transfer of the domains I've sold, from SEDO, transferring the domain from the domains I bought, from this registrar to the buyer was, very, very smooth. It was a smooth process. So for this training, I'm going to be showing you how you can get started, buying domain names from which registrar, and registrars that offer seller side support. So the domain that we're going to be working with is 101domain.com. They're from my experience, they're the best when it comes to domain trading. Okay, I don't use them for my personal website project, but when it comes to domain trading, they are the go-to site I go to when I want to purchase domain names that I want to sell. Okay, so now that is clear. So just go to your browser and type 101domain.com, and it will take you to this landing page that we're seeing on the screen right now. I'm already at the site, so you just go to the website, and you'll be brought to this landing page right here. Now, if you do not have an account set up for 101domain.com, it's quite easy. You just go here and click the sign in button, and under there you see create account. If you do not have an account yet, okay, so you click the create account. Okay, so it will take you to the page that you're going to create an account. It's a very straightforward process. There's no too much technicality. It's very straightforward and easy to understand. Now, for new customers, for those who don't have an account with 101domain.com, it's very easy. So once you're here, you just put in your email address. Let it be an email address that you have that is active. Do not let it be a dormant email address that you no longer have access to. let it be an email address that you have access to. Okay, you constantly receive emails, into that email address. So you put in your active email address here. Okay, so let's just say Titans at gmail.com. Just for expediency's sake, okay, just put in your, let it be an effective, email address that is working. Okay, so you put in that, and then you put in your full name. And again, when that is done, this email address is going to be the name you're going to put in here when you want to log in. Okay, once your account is created, you don't need to have, your username is the same as your email address. So once your account is active, the email address you use in creating that account is what you're going to put into the username box when you want to log into your account. Is that understood? Okay, so here we'll put in the email address, then you put in your name, let's say Samuel. Samuel back, let's say Samuel. Sorry. You put in your name, let's say Samuel back. Then here you put in your password. You just put in a password that you can remember, okay? You type that same password. Make sure it's a password that you can remember, please, okay? Make sure it's a password that you can remember. If you put in the password and you cannot remember it, just write it down, somewhere and save it, so you don't get to misplace it. And just put in a strong password, but I recommend putting an alphanumeric kind of password. The kind of password that has both capital letters, small letters, and then all these action keys like hashtags or @ or you can put it. Let the password have a mixture of capital letters, small letters, numbers, and all those unique kind of key into the mix and all of that. So once you've created the password, then you can now put in your country. For this case, my country is Nigeria, so we'll leave it as that. And then we'll come over to the phone number aspect. Then, as in this case, your country is Nigeria, whatever country it is you're in watching this video, you have to know your country code. Like for Nigeria, it's +234. I think for Ghana, it's +233. I don't know about other African countries, but for this case, it's Nigeria, so you have to go over here and put in your correct country code. So we're going to look for +234, okay, which is here. It's over here. Okay, so that's +234. Then we'll put in the phone number. You just put in any number, okay? Just put in any number. You can choose to ignore this one. Okay, so we'll put in your correct phone number. Okay, put in your correct phone number. Then once you're done, you click on I agree to receive periodical, promotions and offers, so that you can get updated on new information from the company, and things like that. Then once you're done, you click the I'm not a robot button. It will give you this reCAPTCHA stuff that you have to fill, and okay, I think my reCAPTCHA cannot open for now. But in your case, it's great. If it opens in your case, it will ask you to, I think, just check the boxes that you can see cars in there. You have to check the boxes. Okay, it went through, it didn't ask me. But in your case, it might ask you, check the boxes that you might see cars in there, or check the boxes that has fire extinguishers. All the stuff, just to confirm you're not a robot, okay? So it's really easy. Once you're done with that, it's going to check the box is going to be checked for you. Okay, so now that you've gotten this information filled, then you can go ahead and click create account. Okay, but in this case, I already have an account. Okay, so we're going to use my account instead. But in your case, you click the create account. Now it will take you to a confirmation page that your account has been created. But once your account is being created, it's not active yet. You have to go to your email address. That's the active email address that you put in here. They will send you an activation link in that email address. Okay, just click the link. It will head on to a browser. Then once the link takes you to the browser, you then from there activate your account. It's really simple. If you check your email and you see the activation link, if you cannot click, you just copy it, go to your browser, and then paste it. Then from there to show you the next step that you're going to use to activate your account. It's very easy, it's very straightforward. So from there you click it and then you activate your account. Okay, so but for this case, my account is created already. So we're going to just go ahead and just log into my account. Okay, so let's just head on to the website again. Okay, so we're here at 101domain.com. So we're just going to log into my account and all right, and then sorry. Okay, so the reason why we're doing the account creation first is you have to have an account set up on 101domain.com first. You have to be able to log into that account. Then once you log into that account, you can now proceed to now purchase the domain name you want to purchase. You can't just go to 101.com and not have an account and then buy a domain. It's not possible. So you have to have an account for that. So let's log into my account. So we're going to do that. Sign in. Okay. Sure. Okay. Okay, sorry for skipping that. As a new person, you can just click on, you shouldn't skip that if you don't know your way around. You can just click the other button and it will show you, your dashboard and how to get used to it. But all those things are not really, what you should be worried about. Just, this is what your account will look like when you create your account, once your account is activated. Over here, you see your name, like you can see my name right here. So over here, you will see your name. Over here, you will see the number of, domain names in your shopping cart that you want to purchase. If you don't have any domain names in your shopping cart that you want to purchase, there will nothing that will be displayed there. Okay, so it's really simple as that. So here you're going to view all the domains that you have. You don't really need this one, and for now you don't okay, basically you don't really need this one. Okay, you don't really need this one. Then for here you're going to see all the domain names that you have. Then over here, if the domain name you have is about to expire, maybe after a year, you can just go here and renew the domain. Okay, here is when you want to transfer the domain. Let's say someone buys a domain from you. Okay, and this is where if SEDO needs you to do some little technicality to transfer the domain, this is where you come here to transfer the domain to the person that buys the domain from you. Or let's say you decided to use the domain name you bought from this website, from this registrar. Let's say you decided to use it for your own personal use. You're no more selling it again. Let's say you decided to use it for your own personal use, and you want to transfer this domain name to another registrar. Let's say in GoDaddy. Okay, GoDaddy will give you some rules that you will need to come over here to do some little technicalities that you can now use to transfer this domain name from 101domain.com to your new registrar, which is GoDaddy. It's a little bit technical, but for this case, we're not talking about this one for now. So this is supposed to know how you can reach 101domain.com. You don't really need this. Okay, over here is the name service. This is where you're going to learn how to put some codes for your domain names that will be parked. And this is where you're going to put in some code for your domain parking, and what else again? Okay, I think that's basically just it. But that will be a training for another day, as we're going to cover this section, and that is that is the training that involves parking of the domain. This is where we're going to do some real serious touch points on that. Okay, so now that is that, then you can see over here, this is just a preview of things over there. You can see that I had a total of 5 domains. I had a total of 5 domains. Okay, 4 has recently expired and 1 is still active. 1 was about to expire, but I renewed it. Okay, so it's currently active. Okay, so that is just basically that for that. Okay, so now that you've had an overview of your dashboard, So you can just return to site, okay? It will take you back to the website. All right, now that we're here, we're already signed in, and that's good. So this is where we're now going to look at, the buying of the domain name. Okay, so now when you want to buy a domain name that you want to sell, let's say you have this very brilliant and cool domain name idea that you want to sell. You have to buy it from a registrar, then you sell it, put it in the marketplace, like SEDO, then you sell it. Okay, now let's say this domain name you have is in your head, and you want to check the availability of the domain name, and you do something like, let's say bluepod.com. Let's say bluepod is the domain name that you have, and let's say bluepod.com is what you want to register in this registrar, which is 101domain.com. So you check the availability of the domain name that you want to sell, and then you see if it's available for purchase or if it's not available for purchase. Okay. Okay, so unfortunately, it's not available for purchase because this domain name is already taken, and the person that owns this domain name, bluepod.com, has listed it on SEDO for you to go to SEDO to make an offer to buy this domain name from him or her that bought and registered this domain name. Okay, so for starters, you wouldn't want to do that. Okay, you want like a new fresh idea. Okay, then you can also see that bluepod.net is also not available as well. So in this case, what you have to do is, since bluepod.com is taken and bluepod.net is taken, but you like the idea of bluepod, okay, you can go with other options. Okay, like over here it says show unavailable. That is, this is unavailable, right? It will show you both the ones that are available and the ones that is not available. But if you uncheck this box, it will only show you the domain names that are available. Example, bluepod.org, bluepod.info. But if you check this box, it will show you that, okay, bluepod.net is taken, or bluepod.org is taken, or bluepod.info is taken. You get the idea now. And once we do that, bluepod.net will disappear, meaning it will only show you ideas that are available, like .org or .net or .biz. But over here, it's good to always click this one so that once you do bluepod.com or any other thing.com, okay, bluepod.com is taken here. Someone has already registered the domain name and is ready for sale on SEDO. This option will also show you other domain names with their TLDs that are available and that are not also available. Do you understand that? So you get an idea of what to work with, based on what is available. Okay, so in this case, bluepod.net is not available. But okay, you want to register bluepod.com, isn't it? So, but because bluepod.com is not taken, you also see another option, bluepod.net is also not taken. You don't need to fret, okay? As you can go with other TLDs, okay? I told you in the beginning that .com, .net, .org are the most popular TLDs, okay? So in this case, you can see that .net is not taken, which is it's not that bad. .com is also taken, which is also not that bad. .net is taken, which is not that bad. So we have another option, which is .org. So you can just click add to cart and proceed to checkout and all of that. Okay, so I also told you something, that there are many TLDs coming up out there, and most of them are worth trash. But basically, the ones that are gaining momentum is the .app and .info. So if you don't want to go with this, you can just go with the .info. Okay, you can just go with the .info. So if you check the price of registering bluepod.org, which is $9.99 USD, if it's not within your budget, you can just go with bluepod.info, which is being sold for $4.99 USD. So let's say you're going for bluepod.org. Let's say you're going for bluepod.org. You add to cart. Okay, so the item is being added to cart. The item is being added to your cart, so you can just click proceed to checkout, and it will take you to how you can buy the domain name and all of that. So in the checkout page, it will give you other options to add some of all these things like Google Workspace, you add hosting plus WordPress, you add SSL certificate, you add. Just ignore all these things. You're not doing a website project, right? You just want to purchase a domain name you want to sell. So all these Google Workplace, hosting plus WordPress, SSL, it's not necessary because you're not using it for your personal project. You buying the domain name for sale, so you don't need to get any of this. You don't need to get any of this. Okay, so you can just click continue and skip these options. Okay, so you can just click continue and skip these options. Alright, so for bluepod.org, this is where you're going to be asked to, make some selections. So for bluepod.com, for bluepod.org, you pay $9.99 every year. So in this case, just uncheck enable web accelerator and check that. Then keep my personal information private. No, you don't want your information to be private. You uncheck that. You want it to be public. And I know recommended is written on top of here. Please do ignore that. Absolutely ignore that. The reason why you want your information public and not private is because, let's say someone is going through the WHOIS directory, that's WHOIS. Let's say someone is going through the WHOIS directory and they stumble upon your domain name that you registered, bluepod.org. And they saw it on SEDO, but they just want to verify who the owner is. If your information is hidden, your name would not be displayed on the WHOIS information that you have in their database. So it's always recommended to keep your information public and not private. As long as it's domain name you want to sell, you keep your information public so that people can reach you if they don't reach you via SEDO, so that people can reach you from other directories. Is that understood? People interested in buying your domain name can reach you in other directories. If you keep it private, they will not be able to reach you. So you don't want to just put it on SEDO and SEDO alone. You need to have other, options open as well that people can reach you with. Okay, so that is that. You want to check this and then you will check this. Then $9.99, but you're going to pay a total of 1017 USD because you're going to be charged for 10 USD for the ICANN fee, and it's just a total of $10.99. Okay, but if you got a promo code from your email that they sent to you, you can add that promo code here. Otherwise, just click on continue. Okay, so here you're going to be asked to use name servers or use other name servers. For now, just leave it with use our name servers. That is, you're using their name servers. Okay, just leave it on use their name servers. You would be able in the other part of this training, which is the parking the domain name, which I told you name servers is going to be our touch point for that. That is where we'll be able to configure the name servers to allow it for the domain to be parked on SEDO and all of that. So do not use any other name servers, just leave it on use our name servers. As the training continues, I'm going to show you and do much touch points on the name servers issue, which relates to the parking of the domain and verification of your domain. Okay, so just leave it on use our name servers, then you click on continue. So you're already on the third step, which is the payment method. You're already on the third step. So in this case, you choose your payment type, the payment type you want to use. If you have a PayPal account, you can just go here and click the PayPal, and then proceed and click the submit order, and to show you how you can go from there. But in this case, we're going to be using the MasterCard or a Visa card or an American Express, wherever it is that you are. Mostly MasterCard and Visa card. So you use that. Okay, so if you want to auto renew, you can just click this. If you don't want to auto renew, that's when your domain is about to expire. If you don't want to auto renew, you can just leave it as unchecked. So then you proceed and submit your order. Okay, but I cannot submit the order for this domain name because I am not buying it. I'm just using it as an example. If I submit the order, my credit card will be billed. Is that understood? So in your case, for whatever domain name it is you want to get, you follow this due process and then you click submit order, and a total of 1017 USD will be charged from your debit, from your MasterCard or your Visa card, and that is it. Then they will send you a confirmation, email that your order has been received, and they will send you another email again that your domain name is now active. Okay, so once you get that, you're good to go. Your domain name is good to go. So I'm just going to go here and clear my shopping cart. Okay, let me just go from the beginning again. Let me go from the beginning again. All right. So I'm going to go here and clear my shopping cart. Okay. If it cannot be cleared here, I guess I'll do it later. If it cannot be cleared here, I'll do it later. It's still in my cart. It's still in my cart. Okay, so I'll just clear this from my shopping cart and just go ahead and delete. Okay, just go ahead and delete it, and it's cleared from my shopping cart. Okay, so but in your case, you wouldn't want to do that. You proceed to the payment, and your domain name has now been registered, has now been purchased and registered on 101domain.com. Okay, so to view the, once you've gotten the confirmation emails on your email address, then you can now come into 101.com and just sign into your account, and then you log into your account, you click on manage account, and you log into your account to see and view the domain name you just purchased and registered, and to see it in your dashboard that it is indeed in your dashboard. So once you're in your dashboard, okay, you can just come over here. Either you come here, click here to view the domain, or you just come here to view your domain. So here is where you get the details of how many domains you have that you've registered, or how many domains you have that have expired. So you just click on active. You have one active domain name, that's what it means. So for my domain name that I bought, which is ISRJ, which I told you was in auction, okay, so this is it right here. I bought the domain name and registered it on 101.com. So I'm in my dashboard, of which you can see my name. I'm in my dashboard, and this is my domain name that I bought. Okay, this is my domain name that I bought. Now you can see that my info is public, it's not private. If I want it to be private, I can go ahead and click make private, but in this case, I don't want it to be private. I mean, I want my information to the public, to be seen, not just on SEDO, but on the whole of the internet. Okay, so that's how you go about that. And that is it for this first course. So thank you for sticking in this first course of the training. I'll see you on the other one. Peace out. I'll just go ahead and log out. Alright, thank you very much for sticking to the end of this first course for this first training. So I'll see you in the next course. Peace.